Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and welcome back to World of Warships with Rear Admiral Jingles, where today, repair ship Vestal here in the USS Georgia, hang on a minute, repair ship Vestal, isn't that one of the ships from Azur Lane? Apparently, so I've heard. Shit, busted. Yeah, repair ship Vestal in the USS Georgia, which is... I mean, we've seen the ship before, but I'm not sure everybody appreciates just exactly how loaded with gimmicks this ship is. So, Tier 9 US Navy battleship, except it's got the Tier 10 Ohio's 18-inch guns, it's got the French Bourgogne's speed boost, it's got the Massachusetts secondaries, and a fairly unique repair party as well. I mean, it doesn't heal more, it just heals really, really quickly. It's got a very, very short cooldown, so you can use it more often. Yeah, this ship is just loaded with gimmicks, which does make it kind of unique and interesting and fun to play. Let's start with the guns. Yes, it only has 6 of them, and yes, battleships that are only armed with 6 guns. But we are looking at you guys now. Tend to not do very well. Unless... I mean, you know, the Gneisenau is not bad because it only has 6 guns. It's bad because it's got 6 terrible guns. There are other battleships that are only armed with 6 guns, and they do perfectly well. The Renown, the Repulse, and the USS Georgia. Because, I mean, yeah, only having a main battery of 6 guns is on the anemic side, but as long as those are 6 good guns, and these are good guns, they're accurate. They're 18-inch guns that only have a 26-second reload. And I believe they're second only to the Shikishima with the amount of armour-piercing penetration damage that they're capable of doing. That was just 1 penetration and an overpen, and that's 11,000 damage. The Agir actually got off pretty lightly there. That could have easily been a kill. But now that he just got spanked by an Ohio, he knows he's being targeted by one, he'll change his course and speed, yeah? Yeah, you must be new here. Yeah, there it is. 54,000 damage. Kill number 1. So, anyway, more of those Georgia gimmicks. Well, you can see him using one of them right now, the engine boost. But Jingles, he's slowed to a practical stop. Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean he's not still using the engine boost to dodge incoming fire. I mean, sure, you activate the Bourgogne engine boost on a battleship that's already capable of going faster than 30 knots, and it will go very, very fast indeed. But it also means that it becomes much more sensitive to changes in the throttle. So if somebody's shooting back at you and you are the target the size of a battleship, you can dodge incoming fire and accelerate into turns much more quickly as well. He might... Oh no, he's overdone it. Yeah, well, you know, that's not too bad. 1 torpedo is better than 4. And they are just airdrop torpedoes, so, you know, for obvious reasons, they can't pack as much explosive into the warhead as a ship-launched torpedo, because an airdrop torpedo has to be light enough to be carried and dropped by an aircraft. But aside from that, careful use of that engine boost can... Oh, this is looking a... No, dropping kind of short. Ah, well, never mind. Plenty more where those came from. Oh, hang on a second. Iowa? You know, there's an Ohio here, right? 10 kilometers away. Ooh, he just got smacked by the Amagi. But the Iowa isn't even looking at him. Fine. We'll take it. Shots out. Boyakasha. Good start. But we can do better. Of course, having just gotten smacked like that, the Iowa will now, of course, be turning his guns to point in the general direction of no, he's not. Okay, we'll do it again. See if this gets his attention. And shots out. I got a good feeling about the... Oh, actually, no, that could have been substantially worse. The Iowa has gotten away with it again. Well, he's now getting lit up by the Ohio secondaries, and he did just get smacked twice, so surely now he'll be paying attention. Except no, he swung the guns around, pointed them straight at the 18-inch gun-armed battleship 6 kilometers away from him, and then kept swinging them. And right now they're pointing at nothing on the other side of the ship, so he's dead too. second kill of the match. Oh, in case you were wondering, I should probably have addressed this at the start. This is a ranked battle. That's why there are only 6 ships per team. But anyway, on to the matter at hand, the Amagi, who did hurt him quite a bit earlier. The thing about the Amagi is it isn't really a battleship. I mean, it's in the battleship line in the Japanese Navy, but it's really more of a battle cruiser that's been up-armoured. It's very fast, and while it doesn't have the Ohio's 18-inch guns, it does have a lot of very accurate and long-ranged 16-inch guns that really do pack a punch. But the armour isn't great, and the belt armour is certainly good enough to protect it against 18-inch super heavy armour piercing shells if you angle it, but if you don't... yeah. Oh, Amagi, you sweet summer child, and it was all going so well. Well, the Amagi's down but not out, although you still have to respect its guns, because the Ohio doesn't have fantastic armour either. Oh, here it comes, and yep, another 13,000 damage. He's got the 2 front turrets available to fire, but this time the Amagi is angled, so he might get some plunging damage, and he did, but not a lot. Although the secondaries have set some fires. Are they going to continue to burn? I'm seeing the Amagi continue to take some damage from the damage counter in the top right, but I think that's just subsequent secondary hits. I think he has extinguished the fire. Now with the Amagi in the turn like that, I think Vestal was counting on all of the Amagi's guns being pointed the wrong way, because he's exposing an awful lot of broadside himself here, and we've already seen what the Amagi can do even when he's angled. The Amagi's guns are not all pointing the other way. Shit. Turn, turn, turn. Oh, and he gets very lucky there, with the Amagi basically missing. Oh, can we get a secondary hit? We can. Can we get a fire? We can. The Amagi's dead. Kill number 3. Did I mention this was a ranked battle? There are only 6 players on the enemy team. He's just sunk half of the enemy team. Sounds impressive. I mean, not as impressive as in a random battle when there are 12 players on the enemy team and you've sunk 6 of them. I mean, you know, that's impressive. But still, he's sunk half of the enemy team. But that just means he's leaving the job half done. 3 down, 3 to go. So that just begs the question, who's next? And the Trump wagon over there is looking like a viable candidate. I mean, this is another good thing about the Ohio, of which there are many. If you'd been in something like the Vermont, or the Kansas, or the Minnesota, and you just cleaned up one flank, oh, that would basically be game over for you. Because you'd be too slow to get anywhere else quickly enough to make a difference. And in many cases, you might just be the last one left alive, finally turn up a day late and $1 short, and just the last one to die. And while ships like the Vermont do have extremely hard-hitting, long-range guns, the shells are so slow that if you're shooting at targets at long range, it takes so long for them to get there. All they have to do is move the rudder half a degree to port or starboard, and, well, you're going to miss. Cargo just got spotted as well, so that's all 3 surviving enemy ships. Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys. Hang on, where did it go? Oh, they've just lost their Kronstadt. Where did that thing go? You know, that was one of only 2 aircraft carriers in the entire world that was built with 3 flight decks. It was actually laid down as a Tosa-class dreadnought battleship in 1920. Yeah, it's an old ship. The Washington Naval Treaty happened and Japan had to get rid of a bunch of battleships, although under the terms of the treaty she was allowed... Kill number 4. Ouch, that one's going to leave a mark, and not polish out easily. That bloody carrier. But anyway, Trump wagon next, shots out. Under the terms of the treaty, Japan was allowed to convert 2 battleships or battlecruisers to aircraft carriers. And originally it was going to be the Akagi and the Amagi. But there was an earthquake, and the Amagi was damaged so badly that it wasn't feasible to repair it and convert it, so the cargo was chosen instead. So they took what was going to be a Tosa-class dreadnought battleship, stuck 3 flight decks on it, gave it 10 8-inch guns, you know, heavy cruiser guns, and a whole bunch of 5-inch guns as well, and somehow managed to increase the speed. How did they do that? Well, I'll tell you one thing, they didn't do that by keeping the original armour specification of 252mm of belt armour. It was stripped down to just 6 inches. Oof, that hurt. Come on, shots out at the Trump wagon. Where did the cargo go? Actually, we're going to talk about that in a moment. Oh, this has got to be a kill. Is this the Kraken? It is the sneaky Kraken with 184,000 damage done. And that just leaves the cargo. But where the hell did it go? I mean, you have to remember that this thing, it was not a pretty ship, okay? It was basically an old dreadnought battleship that had its armour stripped off to make it a bit faster, with 3 flight decks piled on top of it. It looked like a tower block that had fallen onto its side. Oh, here come its torpedo bombers, but that's alright, this is the Ohio. It has the Massachusetts secondaries, and they're all dual purpose. They work as anti-aircraft guns as well. The World of Warships wiki entry for the cargo lists these aircraft, because they are just tier 8, as having very low health pools and being easily shredded by ships with strong AA. Yeah, about that. And it's only now just been spotted at a range of 12.2 kilometres. That's right, kids, the Cargo, which is a dreadnought-class battleship laid down in the 1920s with 3 flight decks piled on top of it, is as stealthy as the Zhao, which is a cruiser. Because of course it is. I mean, look at it. Just look at that sleek, low-profile silhouette. I mean, doesn't that just scream stealth to you? Also, here's another thing. In reality, the Cargo was sunk at the Battle of Midway by 1 1,000-pound and 3 500-pound bombs. 3,500 pounds worth of bombs were enough to sink that ship. A single one of these 18-inch armour-piercing shells weighs 3,850 pounds. And this Cargo, which apparently has a flight deck made out of Stalin wood, has survived being hit by 9 of them. And 47, count them, 47 secondary hits from the 5-inch guns as well. You can tell this isn't a simulation, can't you? But anyway, the Cargo's dead at last, and that was Repair Ship Vestal absolutely crushing it in this tier 9 ranked battle. He wiped out the entire enemy team. The Charles Martel, the Missouri, the Amagi, the Iowa, the Agir were no match for him, but he almost got trouted by an obsolete dreadnought with a couple of flight decks slapped on top of its superstructure. This is fine. Still, 6 kills is 6 kills. Very well done, Repair Ship Vestal. Very entertaining match to watch, and I hope you all enjoyed it, because that's it for today. And as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.